Barbarians at the gates is our top focus story on India First. Images of Chinese soldiers with spears, swords and machetes at 17,000 feet altitude is what we are showing you. But let us also show you about details of a heated exchange that took place between the brigade commanders on the Indian side and the Chinese side over the presence of the Chinese soldiers. There you see those images on your television screen. Are these soldiers who've come in peace for negotiations? Now, the brigade commander on the Indian side accused the Chinese of attempting a Galwan 2.0. The Chinese brigadier accused the Indian side of transgressing across the line of actual control and setting up pickets on the Chinese side of the territory overlooking their Moldo garrison. And this is when the two brigade commanders were speaking on a hotline. Look at these soldiers, Chinese soldiers with swords, spears and machetes, similar to what was used at Galwan. And I want to cut across once again to India Today's Abhishek Bhalla joining us from Leh. Abhishek, Galwan 2.0, was that the plan, and is that why the Indian brigade commander was extremely miffed in his conversation with his Chinese counterpart?
Gaurav, the intent is very clear by these images that we have accessed, and needless to say, I mean, no military commander would want this kind of a situation to arise, and that's the reason why the Indian brigade commander, who has been dealing with his counterpart from the Chinese army, was extremely upset with this kind of behavior. And you need to understand the context. You know, the brigade commanders have been meeting over the last 1 week virtually every day. There hasn't been a single day when they haven't had some kind of a conversation or an interaction. And that's what makes the situation even worse, because it clearly shows that despite this, the talks that are happening and the discussions for de-escalation, China isn't really following what they are talking, because these kind of attempts have been made almost every day. And this is what has made the situation extremely fluid and grim, at least in the Chushul sector south of Pangong Lake.
So yesterday, after a gap of 45 years, there was firing at the line of actual control. The Chinese Foreign Ministry and the Western Theatre Command, they released this information close to midnight in India. Several hours later, India got back saying there was no firing from the Indian side. There was an attempt from the Chinese side to try and take over one of our posts at the line of actual control, and India insists we did not cross the line of actual control, a charge that China has countered. Let's take a look at the allegations and the counter allegations in this case, which will also explain to you why China is increasingly getting so desperate at the line of actual control.
This is the location where Indian and Chinese troops faced off on Monday evening. A face-off that sent temperatures soaring higher than ever during the 4-month standoff and ignited a ferocious war of words. But what really happened on Monday night? As always, India Today will break it down for you factually. But before that, the dramatic sequence of events that brought the face-off to light. It began close to midnight last night when Chinese state-run media flashed news claiming that the Indian army had crossed the line of actual control near the Pangong South Bank. Quoting a statement from the Chinese Army's Western Theatre Command, the news flash went on to say that the Indian Army had opened fire, prompting some unspecified countermeasures from the Chinese side. While China has made major claims, what are the facts on the ground? Remember how we told you about India's dominant positions taken at South Pangong on August 29th? Well, the Indian Army has taken many more strategic positions along the LAC. Monday night's action took place between Gurung Hill and Rizangla, somewhere in this area. At about 6 p.m. on Monday, a Chinese patrol came very close to one of the Indian positions at the heights in this area. Given the Indian Army's huge visual advantage in this area, the approaching Chinese were spotted and megaphones and floodlights were used to dissuade them. In response, Chinese troops fired warning shots in the air with assault rifles and light machine guns. The Indian Army says it dissuaded the Chinese aggression, but has not specified what methods were used. This could possibly mean more.
I quickly want to once again take you to Mumbai, where the latest information is coming in. Actor Rhea Chakrabarty's bail plea has been rejected by the magistrates court. Rhea Chakrabarty will be remanded to 14 days in judicial custody. It's now clear that Rhea Chakrabarty will be sent to Baikula Women's Prison in a narcotics NDPS case, where she stands accused of being a part of a drug syndicate in Mumbai. Rhea also stands accused of providing drugs to late actor Sushant Singh Rajput. She's now been remanded to judicial custody till the 22nd of September. Her lawyer, Satish Manishinde, had said it's a travesty of justice when Rhea Chakrabarty was arrested. He insisted there were absolutely no grounds to arrest. But the Narcotics Control Bureau says that she confessed to being a part of a drug syndicate. And I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Divyesh Singh for the latest. Divyesh, what did the court say while remanding her to judicial custody till the 22nd?
Gaurav, the judicial custody remand was as per the Narcotics Control Bureau's remand application. They had clearly stated that they do not want Rhea Chakrabarty in their custody. They do not want to remand her in NCB custody, and she be sent to judicial custody. And that is why there was no chance of any Rhea being sent to NCB custody, because the investigating agency didn't want her to be in their custody, and that is why she was sent to judicial custody. Meanwhile, regarding she being named as part of a drug syndicate, let me bring to light that each and every application that the Narcotics Control Bureau submits in court for even in cases of consumption, they cite that the accused person is part of a drug syndicate. That has happened in the remand application of Dipesh Sawant, who is the houseboy working for Sushant Singh Rajput, Samuel Miranda, who was the house manager. Remember, these two had procured the drugs from drug peddlers on instructions of Rhea Chakrabarty and on instructions of Sushant Singh Rajput, and that is what has been mentioned in the remand application itself. Because they had procured banned substance and transported it from the peddler to Sushant's residence, and that is why the Narcotics Control Bureau has mentioned that they are part of a drug syndicate. Gaurav?
Okay, so what's the next step now? Now that she's been remanded to judicial custody, which means Baikula Women's Prison, is she to be taken for another medical examination before she's remanded to JC, or is she sent straight to prison?
Gaurav, meanwhile, the lawyer of Rhea Chakrabarty, Satish Manishinde, has moved court seeking bail for Rhea Chakrabarty. And right now, the bail application is being argued. NCB's lawyer is representing that she should not be granted bail because she could influence witnesses, she could tamper with the evidence against her. Meanwhile, Satish Manishinde has claimed that Rhea Chakrabarty has been cooperative, as mentioned by the investigating agency itself, that she is cooperating with the investigation. Also, Satish Manishinde went on to say that she will abide by all the rules that the court sets. Even if she is granted bail, she might not venture out of the city. She will submit her passport and will abide to all the rules set by Narcotics Control Bureau, and whenever she is summoned, she will appear before the Narcotics Control Bureau. Meanwhile, the judge is yet to dictate his order on the bail application, and we are awaiting the order in this particular bail application moved by Riya Chakrabarti through her lawyer Satish Manishinde.
Fair enough. Now, in this case, the Narcotics Control Bureau also said they do not want her custody, they do not want custodial interrogation, that she had been cooperating with investigators, that she does not consume drugs on her own. Are all of these mitigating factors in terms of benefiting her in grant of bail, especially when the probe agency itself does not want custodial interrogation?
Remember, Gaurav, there is a section against Riya Chakrabarti which is 27A. 27A is for facilitating and arranging finance for procurement of banned drug and narcotic substances. This is a very stringent section. So it is we are not confirmed as of now. We don't have any confirmation regarding it. But the Metropolitan Magistrate Court will have to will decide further from the say that is being given by the Narcotics Control Bureau on what should be done. If Narcotics Control Bureau opposes the bail, after all the grounds are cited by Satish Manishinde, it seems difficult that the Metropolitan Magistrate Court will grant bail to Riya. They will have to approach a higher court, NDPS court at the sessions to seek bail in this case.
So, which means it is a fact that she will be going to Byculla Women's Prison at least today.
Without
now, for
Riya
that to happen, do I understand this correctly?
Gaurav,
do I understand that correctly? Yes, go on, Divish.
Gaurav, the escort vehicle is leaving the premises of Narcotics Control Bureau. Remember, this escort vehicle is provided by the Mumbai Police for escorting Riya Chakrabarti from her home to whichever office she goes for investigation, and it takes her back, it drops her home again when she returns back to her residence. But now the escort vehicle is left, which indicates we are yet to get confirmation, but this indicates that Riya's bail could have been rejected. We don't have official confirmation yet, but the pilot vehicle, the escort vehicle has left from the Narcotics Control Bureau premises. This vehicle was throughout the day over here. It was parked over here behind this barricade itself, but now this escort vehicle is left. This indicates that the bail application could have been rejected, and that is why police officials have been asked to leave, but we are yet to get official confirmation on the same.
Sure. So, once this escort vehicle leaves, is that an indication that she is neither going home nor is she going with the NCB team, because the NCB team do not want custodial interrogation? Is that a clear indication that she now goes to Byculla Women's Prison?
Yeah, there are high chances, Gaurav. This indicates this leaving of escort vehicle provided by Mumbai Police indicates that the bail application could have been rejected. Riya will have to spend the night in prison. Meanwhile, till the time her lawyer moves higher court seeking bail.
Fair enough. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Munish Pandey. Munish was in court, and Munish now joins us with the latest on the story. So Munish, what more can you add? What's happening right now? What's happening in court?
Yeah, well, Gaurav, one of the main ground on the basis of which the bail was rejected, that, Section 27A was imposed on Riya Chakrabarti, and under Section 27A, the maximum imprisonment is 10 years. And whenever there is a case or section where the imprisonment is more than, or if the imprisonment is up to 10 years, then the magistrate court has very less power to give bail to any accused in the case, and on that basis what we have been given to understand by our sources is the bail was rejected. Now also we have been given to understand is that tomorrow morning Satish Manishinde, the advocate of Riya Chakrabarti, he is likely to move the Sessions Court to file another bail application for Riya Chakrabarti, and Also now, any moment from now, Riya Chakravarti will come out from the NCB office and she will be taken to Bhaikala jail. It means that she will spend the night not at her place but at the Bhaikala jail. Gaurav.
Okay. But, correct me if I'm wrong. There are prison rules that seem to indicate till what time can a person be remanded to judicial custody, and that be the case, will she have to spend perhaps tonight in the custody of the Narcotics Control Bureau and then be taken to Baikula jail tomorrow, or will she be taken to Baikula jail tonight itself? Munish.
Yeah, well, Gaurav, remember, she has been sent to judicial custody. It means that she has to spend the night in jail. Now, the magistrate has the power to convert any place into jail. Now, if we have to wait for the final order, but if the magistrate has given an order that she can spend the night in lockup, NCB lockup, then the NCB lockup will have to be designated as jail, and then she can spend the night here. Otherwise, the magistrate can also dictate and give an order to the Bhaikala jail also. An instruction can be passed on to Bhaikala jail to accommodate one more prisoner to the Bhaikala jail. So we have to wait for final order, but one thing is very clear, that she will be spending the night tonight at least in Bhaikala jail, and it may be within some time. We will get clarity in some time from now, but she has been sent to judicial custody for 14 days. Satish Mane Shinde will be moving another bail
Help us understand this
before the Sessions Court.
Okay, help us understand this. So far, what's happened in this case is that the Narcotics Control Bureau first arrested or detained some drug peddlers. Based on their interrogation, they went and arrested Souvik Chakravarti, that's Riya's brother, Deepesh Sawant and Samuel Miranda. Based on their interrogation, they've reached Riya Chakravarti. Is there any corroborative evidence that the agencies have been able to gather so far? Or at this stage, that's not required. It's only on the basis of technicalities that they've put her in jail, and they'll only start collecting evidence from this point on.
Yeah, well, Gaurav, this evidence, the electronic evidence where Riya Chakravarti was talking about drugs on WhatsApp chat, it was recovered by the Enforcement Directorate. Then the NCB registered a case and they started reverse investigation in the case. First the drug peddlers, then the other persons, Samuel Miranda, Deepesh Sawant, Souvik Chakravarti, and then Riya Chakravarti. But as far as the evidence is concerned, there are only three major evidence. One is the WhatsApp chat. It is again the electronic chat in which Riya Chakravarti is talking to Gaurav Arya, Deepesh Sawant, Samuel Miranda, and Souvik Chakravarti. But there is no direct conversation between Riya Chakravarti and the drug peddlers, which will be beneficial for Riya Chakravarti. The second important evidence at this point of time is the statement given by Samuel Miranda and Deepesh Sawant against Riya Chakravarti, in which they have claimed that yes, she asked for drugs and they procured drugs and gave drugs to Riya Chakravarti. So that is the second aspect. Third is the statement given by Riya Chakravarti, in which she has accepted that she was the one who procured drugs and also asked Souvik Chakravarti, Deepesh or Samuel Miranda to get drugs, but it was not for her but for Sushant Singh Rajput, the late actor. So these are the three evidence at this point of time with the Narcotics Control Bureau. Whether they will be able to build a very tight case against Riya Chakravarti or not, that is still to be seen, because remember, the recovery by the Narcotics Control Bureau in the entire case is 59 grams of marijuana, and the commercial quantity for marijuana under which a person can be tried is always more than 100 grams. So still we have to wait and watch that how the case goes in future. But as far as the evidence is concerned, the
that is point one. That is point one. Point two, what is extremely crucial is when the investigating agencies got involved, this was a case, Devesh, to do with actor Sushant Singh Rajput's death. So how is the current investigation, either by the Enforcement Directorate or the Central Bureau of Investigation or the Narcotics Control Bureau, linking up with the original case of Sushant Singh Rajput's death?
Remember, Gaurav, the Enforcement Directorate case was based on the FIR that was registered in Patna. So the ED always needs a predicate offence under IPC that has to be registered at a police station or with an agency, and only after that Enforcement Directorate registers a case and starts investigation. So based on the Patna FIR, which had sections of abetment to suicide, theft, wrongful confinement, siphoning off of funds, cheating, fraud, forgery and multiple other charges, the case was registered at ED. Meanwhile,
in fact, that's the point I was coming to. Has any evidence been found on all those original charges, whether it's siphoning of funds or cheating or abetment to suicide, any evidence whatsoever?
As of now, what our sources have told us that ED hasn't found any such big major transactions or any suspicious transactions in Sushant Singh Rajput's accounts concerning the 15 crore rupees that was alleged as being siphoned off from his accounts on behest of Riya Chakrabarti, her family members Samuel Miranda and Shruti Modi. That hasn't been found yet by the Enforcement Directorate, though the investigation is ongoing. They are still investigating the case, but they've questioned almost 20 people. And usually by this time, after questioning 20 people, ED generally finds a trail or some evidence related to the siphoning off of such huge amount, but they haven't found that. Meanwhile, they found some WhatsApp chats where Riya was discussing regarding narcotic drugs. So as a responsible agency, they gave disclosure about this particular message or messages to Narcotics Control Bureau, which is another central government agency regarding anti-narcotics. NCB then started their investigation, and remember, this has nothing to do with Sushant Singh Rajput's death. This is a separate investigation. This is a completely separate case. On discovery
now,
of...
in this separate investigation, what is extremely interesting also, yes, Devesh and Munish, if I could bring you in, agencies seem to indicate that there are several other big names, as are being quoted by sources. Big names have cropped up. What more do we know of investigations when it comes to the other big names of Bollywood?
Yeah, well, Gaurav, this is a very interesting question, and why I'm saying this, because during the questioning, what we have been given to understand is that there were some big Bollywood personalities' name taken by the accused in the case, but as of now, it has been not taken on record by the Narcotics Control Bureau. Whether they will file a separate case or whether they will summon these big Bollywood personalities, it is still to be seen. Because remember, this is not something which was not known to Mumbai Police or Narcotics Control Bureau. Most of these agencies are aware of those Bollywood personalities who are involved into drug consumption or drug dealings. But from decades, there has been no action by any law enforcement agencies. But now, whether NCB will take action against those big Bollywood personalities or not, that is still to be seen, because as of now, no summons have been issued by NCB officials to any of the big Bollywood personalities. But however, they are claiming that they are looking not into in this case, but they are looking into a big Bollywood drug cartel and their connection with the drug business. Gaurav.
Okay. Devesh, so is this now going to be an open-ended inquiry into drugs in Bollywood from Sushant Singh Rajput's death investigations?
So this is a completely different investigation where discovery of drugs, discovery of messages talking about drugs was found. Then they through a reverse investigation, NCB traced some suppliers involved in dealing of doobies and buds, which are a derivative of marijuana. And then they traced the two peddlers who were operating in Bandra locality. From then they again trapped two more peddlers who were actually major suppliers in the western suburbs of Mumbai. And these peddlers in their confession revealed that they knew Shovik Chakrabarti, they knew Samuel Miranda, and they had delivered drugs to Dipesh Sawant as well. So these things have come to light, and once this was confirmed, now NCB is looking at bigger fish. So they might go behind suppliers and also other consumers who've also dealt in small quantities for self-consumption, and that is what Narcotics Control Bureau officials are stating. And this has nothing to do with Sushant Singh Rajput's death. This is a completely separate investigation launched by a central government agency regarding use
Fair
of
enough.
banned narcotic substances. Gaurav?
Devesh and Munish, keep tracking that story. We will come back to you for more. I need to slip into a quick break. That's all I have for you on India First this evening. This big story, actor Riya Chakravarti's bail plea rejected. Her remand order is being typed even as we speak. She's likely to be sent to prison tonight, and where her lawyer Satish Manishinde tomorrow appeals in the Superior Court for bail. That story and lots more coming up on the other side of these messages. Keep watching India Today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.